All right, Mr. Short, you can proceed with your cross.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Copeland.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Mr. Copeland, we have never met. Isn't that correct?
No.
Okay. We've seen each other in the hallway.
No, we never met before.
Yeah, we never met. My name is Max Shard, and I'm the attorney that represents Shannon Stillwell, okay?
All right.
All right. And I know you've been asked a lot of questions, and I'm going to try not to repeat questions that you've been already asked. I'm going to do my best.
All right.
All right, great. You do not want to be here today.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason you don't want to be here today is not because you're scared, correct?
You know that.
Okay. It is because what you said in 2015 was lies.
You said it again?
What you said in 2015 were lies.
Right.
Okay. And specifically, when you said that Demetrion Garlington told you something at that McDonald's about Mr. Stillwell, that was a lie.
Right.
You lied to get out of trouble.
Right.
You lied as part of your finesse to the police.
Right.
You've testified that if the police mentioned anyone, you were going to come up with a story about them to get yourself out of trouble.
As y'all seen.
And the police mentioned Jeffrey Williams.
Right.
They called him a big fish.
Right.
And you lied on Jeffrey Williams.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, I'm going to ask you, do you still have that listening device?
Huh?
Do you still have the listening device?
What's that?
The
Earbuds.
Oh, he's right here.
Yes, okay. I'm going to play a clip for you, okay? Mr. Kokomo, could you play what has been marked DS230? And for the record, this is a clip from State's Exhibit 378 Yankee Echo, which is the June 10th, 2015 interview, and it's from 9:53:35 to 9:54:10. Regarding these lies you told in 2015, you have repeatedly told the state that they were lies, correct?
I have told everybody who listened to me.
Okay. I want to ask you about, you mentioned it briefly with Mr. Steele. Remember that on June 10th of this year, we're talking about this year now. Remember when you were in the judge's chambers?
I'm listening.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And just so we're clear, you didn't request to speak to the judge or the prosecutors, did you?
I had no clue where I was going.
Okay. And you had been in jail the weekend before.
Yes.
And guards brought you to the judge's chambers.
Took me straight in there.
Okay. And when you were brought to the chambers, Miss Hilton was there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
The SWAT team.
and security, whatever the word you're saying, the SWAT team. I was not there.
No. I didn't see you.
Okay. Mr. Stillwell wasn't there.
Who?
My client, Mr. Stillwell. Shannon.
No.
Okay. And none of the other defense attorneys were there.
No.
Okay. I want to ask you about some things that were said in that interview. Now, you're aware there was in that meeting on June 10th, okay? Now, you're aware that there's a transcript, correct?
I heard.
Okay. Have you seen the transcript?
It was sent to me, but I didn't ever look at it.
If I ask you about things that were said in the meeting, would looking at a transcript help?
I guess.
Okay. Your Honor,
Yes.
may I approach with what's been marked as DS33, which is the transcript from the June 10th, 2020?
Yeah, but I mean, ask him about it first. Ask him about it,
Oh,
and
okay.
then if he needs to see it, then
Okay.
you can give it,
Okay.
you can hand it to him, but
Don't look at this unless you need that.
All right.
There you go.
Mr. Copeland, in that meeting in the judge's chambers, did you tell Ms. Hilton that you've never been truthful in your life? Except when you're telling them that you're a liar. Right. In that meeting, did you tell Ms. Hilton that, I won't get the quote. So when the police question me, they don't question me every time they lock me up. I don't know how many times that was. I done told them whatever different story I could think of to try to finesse my way out of the situation. I don't recall what I told them.
Yes.
Did Miss Hilton tell you when talking about lying? But if I know that you are lying about that, I do not intend to do that. If I know that right now he's lying, I know he's lying, I'm not going to charge you because I don't know your reason for doing that.
Did she tell me that?
Yes.
Yes.
You were offered immunity by the state, correct? Well, not offered. I said that you didn't want immunity, but they gave you immunity.
Yes, they forced it.
Okay. To Miss Hilton, did you tell her I did these crimes?
Yes.
And they have insisted that you testify, correct?
Yes.
They have told you it's okay if you say, I don't recall, when asked about your prior statements, correct?
Huh?
They told you can say, well, let me back up. In preparation, the state's met with you several times in June of 2024, right?
I don't know what you're asking me.
Okay, take yourself back to June 2024, okay? That was before,
What did he say?
This is 24, so a couple of months ago is what he means.
a couple months ago, right? Before you testified at all. You remember the week before you testified?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember when the state and Ms. Hilton and maybe some other people started coming to find you in the community?
Yes.
Okay. You had a lawyer at the time, right?
Yes.
His name was John Melnick?
Yes.
Okay.
Jonathan Melnick.
To your understanding, did the state, when they were trying to find you in the community, did they reach out to your attorney? Or did they go behind your attorney to talk to you?
Objection on irrelevance. So,
To your understanding?
on the relevance, I mean, we've kind of been through all of this.
Can I,
Try a different question.
was Mr. Melnick there for those meetings with Ms. Hilton in the community?
No.
They took you to the courthouse one day before you were to testify, correct?
No. 2 days.
2 days before you were to testify. And was Ms. Melnick there for those meetings?
No.
And you told the state that what you said in 2015 was lies.
I told Ms. Hilton.
Okay. I'm going to change subjects, okay? Now, I'm not going to ask anything too personal, but I'm going to ask a little bit about your life, okay? Is that okay with you?
No.
All right. Let me ask you this. At some point in your life, you lived in Mechanicsville.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And as I understand it, your life hasn't always been easy.
My life ain't never been easy.
Okay. Your life has never been easy. And there have been times where you have been in dangerous situations in your life. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about some ways that you avoid dangerous situations. Okay. When you are approaching a stoplight, a red light, do you stop at the red lights?
Objection on relevance?
It's very relevant.
I assume he's gonna get to it.
Do you stop at the red lights?
Hell no.
Okay, you said hell no.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you stop at red lights?
Because I want to live.
Okay, and when you say because you want to live, what are you afraid of at red lights? What is your concern?
Somebody putting up on the side of my car.
Someone pulling up on the side of the car and shooting you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you pull up to red lights, you might stop briefly, but then you,
Or not stopping at all.
okay, so you just keep going.
Right through it.
Okay. I appreciate you telling us that information. And is that during the day and night?
There's no any red light.
Okay.
If the police right there, I turn off.
And you've actually told the police this in a prior interview in 2021. You told them that you don't stop at red lights, correct? You told Investigator Flores that.
Probably did.
Okay, what about tinted windows? Do you prefer to drive cars with tinted windows?
This must.
That's a must. Why is that a must?
So people don't know I'm in their car.
Why don't you want people to know you're in that car?
Because they like to shoot at cars.
Okay, so is that a form of self-preservation? Riding around in cars with tinted windows only?
You better.
Okay. And let me ask you this: with the red lights, are you the only one that does this, or are there other people in your in Mechanicsville or other areas that do that as well, to your knowledge?
Speculation irrelevant, he said to your knowledge, I think. I'm
To your
not
knowledge.
allowed.
Most of the people I know run lights.
Run lights. Okay. What about the tinted windows?
Even my sister and them got 10 windows.
Okay. Finally, I want to ask you about wearing a mask. And when I say a mask, I don't know what to call it. So maybe if you can educate me and the jurors. Talking about a cloth mask with a hole right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? What do you call that type of mask?
Shit, different stuff. I call it a mask. Some people call it a size. It's got different names to it.
Okay, I'm just going to call it a mask, but to be clear, we're talking about the same things. And you've worn those masks before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Mr. Copeland, I am handing you this mark. DS29A and DS29B. Okay, are those pictures of you?
Look like it.
Okay, and are those pictures of you? You're not doing anything illegal in those pictures, correct?
No.
Okay,
I'm incorrect.
correct.
I'm not doing anything illegal.
Right. You are wearing those masks I talk about in those pictures, correct?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Kokomo, could you publish 29A?
They're not admitted yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I move to admit DS29A and 29B.
I assume this is gonna be kind of the same lines of testimony, they're admitted over objection.
Mr. Kokomo, could you just publish one of them, 29A? Okay, we're gonna publish 29B. Okay, now, Mr. Copeland, on your screen, that's the type of mask we're talking about, and I just want the jurors to be able to know what we're talking about. Okay. What are those masks made of?
What you mean?
Like what material?
I ain't making.
Are they made of cloth?
I don't know.
Okay. Are you the only person to wear those masks?
No, everybody wearing them.
Everyone wears those masks. What year did you start notice everyone wearing those masks?
When COVID came,
About 2020?
when COVID would cause us to wear the mask.
Okay. And, are they, okay,
It became more like a fashion thing.
that's what I was about to ask you. It became more of a fashion thing.
Right.
Okay. And where can you buy those masks?
Shit. Anywhere.
Gas stations sell those masks?
Yeah.
Okay. Corner stores sell those masks?
Beauty supply store, all that.
Okay. They're not rare.
Huh?
They're not rare.
They're not weird?
Rare. They're not
Unusual.
unusual. They're common.
Right.
Those masks are common. They
Mm-hmm.
come in all different colors, in all
Yes.
different sizes.
Yes.
All right. Just because you're running a red light, does that mean you're committing a crime? Other than a driving infraction?
It depends on, yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Well, you do it to preserve yourself, correct? To avoid being shot.
Right.
Okay, avoiding being shot is not committing a crime, is it?
You're just protecting yourself.
Okay. When you're riding around in tinted windows, you ride around with tinted windows to the grocery store and other places you go about on your everyday life, correct?
That's a picture on this point. I just don't know if this is a relevant line of questioning.
I'm asking
Well,
because it's
it
relevant.
is cumulative.
Okay, well, I have one more question.
Okay.
When you're wearing that mask, you just wear that mask in your everyday life, when you're going to the store, when you're going to run errands, doing whatever, correct?
Right.
All right, thank you. Okay. Ms. Copeland, you said that Rice Street is the worst place in the world.
Yes.
You have said that you'd rather die than go to Rice Street.
Yes.
Okay. You talked about your stay in Rice Street in, I guess it would be February 21st of 2015, when they arrested you on that probation warrant, and you stayed there for several weeks, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember exactly how long you stayed there?
Yes.
How long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay. So that would have been February 21st to the middle of March of 2015,
Yes.
okay? And in that, first of all, in Rice Street in general, there's dorms, right?
Not where they put me at.
Well, I'm just talking about in general right now. I'm gonna get to where they put you at in a
Yes.
second. There's dorms, and then within the dorms, there's cells,
Yes.
okay? And the cells, how big are the cells?
18 and some ones, 16s and other ones.
Talking about feet?
You said cells?
Yes.
Like rooms?
Yeah, how big are the rooms?
Yeah. 18 rooms and some, 16 and some.
The individual rooms are small, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and everything is made of either concrete or metal, correct?
Yes.
All right. Most of the time you have a cellmate.
All the time.
Okay. No privacy.
Correct.
Showers in common areas.
Correct.
Toilets. You don't get a special room to use the bathroom.
Right.
Okay. It's filthy. You talked about feces.
All the time.
When you on the ground, on the walls, things like that.
Yes.
Standing water in the showers.
Who?
Standing water.
We call it nut juice.
What do you call it?
Nut juice.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Sharp, let's get on. We're painting the picture. Let's get on with what you want to ask.
The filth in Rice Street. To avoid that filth, you would be willing to tell lies, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's talk about the danger of Rice Street. What's a shank?
A knife.
Okay. Knife made of just a random piece of metal, correct?
Whatever you can make with.
Are
Whatever you find.
Are shanks common in Rice Street?
They say who?
Common.
What you mean?
I keep using that word. Is it unusual for people to have shanks in Rice Street? When I say people, I'm talking about the inmates.
You saying, do they have one?
Yes,
Yes, better have one.
okay. And, is it a concern of yours that someone that doesn't like you would have a shank in Rice Street?
Yes,
Okay. You know jail, you know Rice Street to be a particularly dangerous place, correct?
yes,
And it's a particularly dangerous place for you, correct?
yes,
You would lie to avoid the dangers of Rice Street, correct?
yes,
I want to talk about the isolation. Okay, in February of 2015, you were arrested, and let's be clear, you feel it was a bogus probation warrant, correct?
it was.
Right. You were on probation and they accused you of not completing your community service.
And I didn't even have community service
Right.
to do.
And even if you did, you never heard of anyone getting locked up for failing to do community service on probation.
I even called my probation officer and she said she didn't do it.
Right. I understand. And so when they locked you up in February of 2015, they put you in isolation, correct?
If that's what you want to call it.
Well, you said, I think the way you described it was the medical unit. There was sick people, it was disgusting, people were talking to themselves.
Yes, people were doing worse stuff than that, eating their stuff.
Okay. You would lie to avoid going back to that place that took you and put you in February of 2015, correct?
It's my now,
No, I'm talking about on June 10th of 2015, you would have lied to avoid going right back to where they had you 3 months earlier, right? Okay. Mr. Kokomo, could you play DS23Q, which is States 378 Yankee Echo, June 10, 2015 at 4:16:13 to 4:16:36.
do I need to listen to it?
I would appreciate it if you did. Thank you.
Man, I reckon you did and you did anyway. I'm just saying. But I'm saying, man, whatever it takes, whatever, man. I hate jail. I promise you God, man. You want to do out. I don't want to take these niggas guns and bring me out myself. I would tell for myself. I don't do whatever it takes. I will, man. I will.
Ms. Copeland, that was you and Investigator Dennis on June 10th, 2015, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you told Investigator Dennis that you'd rather be dead than be sent back to jail.
still will.
Okay. And you said you would do anything to stay out of jail.
That's what he said.
And do anything includes lying on others, correct?
Yes,
All right. Mr. Copeland, we're going to change the subject a little bit. I want to talk to you about some of these statements you made to the police, okay? In 2015, all right? And let me just ask you, you said, I don't recall a lot when the police, when the Ms. Hilton asked you about things that you said in your statements in 2015, right?
yes,
Okay, and that was 9 years ago? About?
I guess.
Okay. In these meetings that the DA's office or Ms. Hilton or whomever had with you in June of 2024, prior to you testifying, did anyone offer to play those statements to you to remind you of what you said?
No,
did anyone give you a transcript of what you said in those statements so you could review them before testifying?
No.
They just told you, if you don't remember, just say, I don't recall, correct?
Yes.
The reality is, they just wanted to play those statements. That's why they wanted you here today, correct?
Objection, I speculate.
Sustained.
Okay. Let's talk about January 11th, 2015, okay? That was in the early morning hours of January 11th, 2015, right?
What?
You met with Detective Thorpe.
Oh, yes.
Early morning hours of January 11th, 2015. Okay. And you've stated you went to that meeting, you went